Good morning, everyone. So today I'll be working with the new Spellbinders Large Die of the Month for May of 2021. Spellbinders did send these items free of charge for my review, and all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box are affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. So this is the large die, and as you can see, it has all these beautiful floral images meant to be hand-stitched, right? So if you can see here, we have the larger die. This is an inlay that you can use. You can use the outer border die, or don't use it however you want to make your project. Let me see what size this cuts. This cuts, yeah, it cuts you exactly 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch rectangle here, so it's going to cover a whole A2 size front. Okay, so if you were to use it together, it's going to be the whole 4 1/4 by 5.5. Beautiful flower, which is I think what I'm going to be using today. These 2 accent pieces. I think because it's a little bit later in the month. Well, you know, mid-month almost. May is just flying by. And I hope you all had Happy Mother's Day yesterday. There are other tutorials and, from Spellbinders themselves and other people that are showing you how to stitch this. It's very easy. We've done it before with that Christmas theme stitching back a few months ago. So again, you just kind of start in the center if you have whatever color, and you're going to pull up and you're going to go down in the top one, go back to the middle, go into this one, go back to the middle, go into this one, and you just keep going, right? All around. Very easy. Whatever colors you like, stitch the whole thing, stitch just certain flowers, however you want to use it. Same thing with all of this. You can stitch it up however you like. Just use it as a pattern, which is what I'm going to do today with this guy. I'm going to do something different, I think, with the flower. And then we have a little leaf. So it has a little leaf, this beautiful flower with little pointy edges, which is really nice. And then this guy is really cool because it has the you can just cut it into your paper like an inlay. You can cut the edge of it. You can cut the other edge of it. You can cut the edges together so it makes strips. However you want to use it. It's a really fun, versatile die. So I'm going to grab some paper and some other items. This is, again, the a club kit. I know people ask a lot of times, how can I just get the one thing and be done with it? You would just sign up. And signing up is just like placing an order. Like I said, I'll have the links there. It'll take you right to it. It's super easy. It's just like you place an order. They will sign you up to get it the next month. And if you don't want to, after a little while, you can just cancel it, or after a couple days, or however you want to do it. But normally people stay with it. You can skip if you don't like the next one, or leave it alone. You can read all about that on their site. They did change some of their shipping as far as when they ship out items now. It used to be like whatever day they would charge you, and whatever day you signed up on, the next month would be that same day charge and shipping out. But they've changed that, so to make it a little more streamlined. So you guys can read all about that there on their site. Sorry about that. So let's get started. Along with the membership, you also get 10% off the site. So that's something to consider. All right, guys, let me grab some paper and some supplies, and we'll get started. Okay, so to begin, I'm just going to make the flowers first and let them set up, because the idea I have, it needs a little time. So I'm going to cut 3 of these out of just some white cardstock. So just simply run them through and have 3 ready to go. So I will be right back. Okay, so I've chosen a couple colors to do something with these flowers with. And as you can see, they have a little detail. So pretty. Again, you don't have to stitch them because they have that detail too. Or you can stitch them out and it'll be lovely. So I have these guys cut out. I'm going to use some watermark ink. And this is going to get a little bit messy. That's why I brought out this pad. I'm going to put this here. And we're going to dip this a couple times in some embossing powder, whatever embossing powder color you like. I'm going to use gold. I'm going to use another burgundy. I'm not sure that this is the color I want, but I pulled this little one. Just embossing powders I've had for a very long time. And what I'm going to do with this guy is really just dip, dip, dip. So again, just covering basically the whole the front side of it. But really just getting it real juicy with that. I don't know if you can see, obviously it's watermark ink, so it's not easy to see. You know what, let me bust this up. I haven't used this in a while. I can see there's some clumps in there. Alright, it's a little better. And I'm going to put this all over. And I'm going to heat emboss it just like you regularly do. And we're going to probably do this a couple times just to repeat the process and get it nice and thick. I want to use something like this to help me pick this up. And you can see it sticks on there, but a nice thick layer would be better. So now I'm gonna hit it with my heat tool. Normally I clean this up, but I'm gonna dip back into it or use it again. So let me actually cover my pad here. And again, just like any other, just heat emboss. I know it's loud, I'll be back. Okay, you know what, my plan was to dip it again, but that's pretty good. I might have to hit the side where I was holding it, but I just like the look of it. Look, it looks old school and like forged by metal or something. A lot of times when you're just done, it's still kind of sticky because it's warm. You can dip it right back in and do it again. You can dip it into your Versamark water pad or ink pad again and dip it again, you know, or pour it on top. But I think this is pretty good because it even has some of that detail. The little lines still kind of show up. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. So I'll do the same thing with a different color with the other two, and I'll be back. Okay. I just want to show you, actually I had to dip this color twice because it's a little bit translucent. Oh, look at that. My thumbprint still got in there. Let me do that one again. And I just dipped it back in the Versamark. Of course, I waited for everything to be settled, but let me just emboss that one more time. As you can see, I didn't even have to dip back into the Versamark. It was still warm, so I was able to dip in there and then just heat emboss it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down. The reason I put this stuff in here on a coffee filter, in case you haven't seen that before here on my channel, I'm gonna bust up those little clumps, is so I can pour it back into the vial easier. And I've been using the same coffee filter for years now. But, and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna let those set up. I'll be right back. It looks so pretty, and we can still manipulate them because it's just paper, so we'll be able to play with them. But look at that. So pretty. Of course, you can go, you know, whatever colors you like. I went a little bit more muted, kind of elegant colors, kind of fun. And I have these card base and paper from the card kit of the month. And so what I'm going to do is trim down this paper. I thought it would be nice, kind of interesting background for these colors. And then on this one, we're just going to trim off the edge along with one of these guys. So let me, and this is the card base. Just a card base, standard A2 size card base. And I'm basically going to put that like on here. So some of that gray sticks out from behind there. I just want to see about how much I want to take off. You know, we're going to have to put our flowers on here somehow. Something cute. Yeah, maybe there. I do have some leaves that I want to use from the APG of the month. So I'll probably cut those out just out of green paper. Let me just, that's the right one. Yep. All right. So the way I'm using this, you're going to need a cutting machine that at least will cut this wide, but you can just make a topper that you're going to add this, you know, if you don't have a bigger machine, so that way your paper only has to be about this big, and put it through your machine and then just add it on top of your card or however you would like to do that, but to get something similar. But for me, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to run it through and I'll be back with that, and I'll cut this down to just under 4 1/4, because I'm going to tuck it in here. So if it was 4 1/4 exactly, it would probably stick out a little further than you want. So just under 4 1/4, like the smallest bit, and then 5 1/2. Okay, so 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and I'll be right back. So since we use that border, it cuts the edge off here. And actually, let's go ahead and pop this out. So cute. So I'll pop out these little bits that are left, and then I'll adhere that to this. Again, 5 1/2 by just under 4 1/4. That way it fits in there nicely. So I'll glue this down to this piece, and I'll be right back. I just put glue around there and a little bit on the edge. And I'll just slide this in here and close it up, and that's how we'll get those two pieces together. Or at least that's how I'll do it. Alright, once that sets up, I did cut some leaves again from the APG, this set here, from the Garden Gate. And I cut them in brown. I was going to do green, but I thought, you know what, the colors I used are kind of muted, so I'm going to use craft cardstock. So I have those ready to go, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my little flowers ready to go. I grabbed some things from the elements from the card kit. Don't forget the little things. I was looking at this, maybe the little frame. It has a couple of frames that actually you can pop out, but maybe just this outer one. Something like that. We'll see. I have the leaves again. So I just want to tuck things in here and there and see how that looks. So I will kind of play with this a little bit and then we'll decide on something. I think it's going to be something like this, but I am going to manipulate the flowers. So I'm going to get the frame down and then we'll play with that a little bit. I think I want this popped up too. So first frame, then everything else. And the frame's just there for funsies, but if you wanted to put your flowers like behind it, you know, coming in there, that'd be great too. So I'm gonna hold that down. And as far as the flowers go, I'm just going to kind of curl them a little bit, maybe with a bone folder or with a tool, however you want, but just to give them some shape, right? So I'm just kind of, hope you can kind of see them, just holding them so we don't tear them. They do have that extra stuff on them, so they're very sturdy, but I don't want to mess with them too much. So I'm going to go on each of the petals and kind of just curl it a little bit. Okay, so it gives it a little bit of shape, you see. And I'm just pushing up the little petals so that the base of the flower will stick down really easily. These look so cool. I haven't done something like this in years. I remember I used to have a little melting pot thing that you would like dip into with like just clear UT or whatever it was called. Had fun with that for a little while. Okay, so something like this. And so I'm going to glue these guys down, and then I'll slide in leaves behind here and there. So I'm going to put some glue like on there. That guy goes first. This guy's going to be up here. This guy over here, so let me put him down next. Again, they don't have to be right on the frame. The frame is just there for fun. So, and something like that. Give them a little time to set up, just a little time to set up. And then I'll figure out where I want to put my leaves, probably like in here. Some coming out of over here. You know, so I'll just tuck those in here and there. And again, with leaves, I always like to leave them kind of doing their own thing, so I don't put too much glue on them. But whatever it is that you like, I'll put that one there, glue that one there, position in some other ones here, and then I'll get some dimensional adhesive on that. Okay. So pretty. I love these colors together with the gray and the gold. Like, this is just, and that soft pink there. And I'll put that in here. Again, I put some dimension on it just to give it a little dimension. And that's it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully I gave you another idea to use your dies in a different way. It looks really super cool in my opinion. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys the next one. Bye now. First, I'm going to use some little gems or something else to add on here. So I'm using the Color Essentials gems in Golden Mix, and I don't think I mentioned before, these are not acrylic, they are actual crystal like glass, so they feel really nice and have a really gorgeous reflection. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye now.